nsia yamamu nyina dwo emamu nyina kwa baba power 97.9 kasafidie so ankran Abrebese streets ena yebutuo ensem no edoso yabobo ano asone so kama ene edan ne yede somse no nsia bremu Kasiebo ewo Power FM ene TVX YZ so ene edan ne yakam se Volta Power 94.1 eho Global FM ho sharp 106.9 Takrade instrument 92.1 Krankwanta Buam FM ewo Jasekan Jinyame 107.7 Osampa Nananum 92.5 ewa Hafugoso West End Radio 100.3 ewa Lembele KFM Wakpazangrigi FM Obole Rich 98.7 Wasimfo Su High Radio Bechem Oti Radio ewa Dambai Wempan Sampa FM Pusiga Bono FM Osunyane Sunset Wasahioso Nyansapo ewa Shama Gateway ewa Nkwanta South Anapo FM ewa Afukenya ase Nyinuase Radio ewa Ketekrachi wamu ekutem Oko Amanonia Apple 68 of Virginia Dasi Radio Italy Adafopa Radio Paris G-Live Radio UK OPD Radio ewa UK wamu yida kutemu ansemi yade esomo ene ensemi diye dimu akutebini
And a Empire Bank of Ghana or Dano Dr. Johnson as Yama Pande dia tuja oche so my Ghana is sitting no and monyam woman sent here in I am more being cremu ye said ya ebe to me abojuma.
Owura John Dramani Muhammad ya tuja se sidi we dia enye sidi kekeo ye fa hudie fapem eno.
Ene atram konya ya wonom ewo new jabe wo mo eba Ghana mampani ne na so ne bedi nkita ho nsema huro bebre no a ene adese enom dia beto mampani ani.
Christian Council and that day wamakwa kwasra Owura John Dramani Muhammad amodi ato wo anim say anti-gay bill no ye de ba obeji ato.
Ene Africa Trade Summit 2026 de ene ya pa ho ntoma enam so mampani e de ato dwa ya wo kire say nkita odi mapa ya e wo se ba e wo yadwade fam no ode ho asem bi gu akwan mu.
Awak basabasa ye kwa so many pa fam hwire mo nkwa no Owura John Dramani Muhammad e de ato dwa say nanka yebetumi ehun bibia mane
Nana Kredu Ajima Rollins ya onya ne ba bi kroye na busua de atodwa chese November boss me da toso aduonu nwotwe no ma yenhye se wo mepe ne krabre na sede wo mode nhye gu akwan mu ne wo bene sentwofo adi ho kita ho
Amanria soafo Owura Muntaka e de atodwa se wo bia wo tuo na wunya register ye no fetuo ne bra na ye ma krata na kokoyusu anya sana da atibi ye chewa
And they will call Ghana Mrashe Bejefia, Deputy Minority Leader Yawo Hoye Patricia Piaje or the Atua Bayanim as Women's Development Bank and or yes, what they banayache into Omunshem from Wasim.
Bonsa water treatment plant Yatum. Na Sentia Yatum no Ghana Water Company at Yabetu Jase. Galam sene do so do.
Yebeko ensemne foforo emwa na eyofen so no fe ho ne ekwa ko pie san se Mercy Crache ya wono ene wo ho sese wo de nhia hodo agu akwan mu boama ebe edwadie ni ho kitawdie nso a etumi agina na so.
Ensemne do so ne yabobo na so no so kama ene yede som se no nsia brem Kasiebo. Aboafo bi na asomu a yede Kasiebo esom.
MTN free after one extra na gina mo de nti subscribe said ye be ya wo su betumi akasa don hwe ne ye kira ye betu kuma bi Ruta natural product we dwama so wo de Ruta mixture Ruta titanic aba ebo to malaria and typhoid ase afi power specialist hepatitis B C enu etete won fabra ne Pedro emfa ema osekwele city my sase a eda ye manso na so na ne bonso eda form ye pe osa ne townfo dia na e haxa mixture ne capsules near drum ye come for a day ama was Spanish garlic mixture ne capsules so ho ye no so bo arthritis ne ade ye woni peduamu no ase betumi to solak Natural clinic yes sir and I bre bono how aba ho ahunhuna be mu a ehọ ne yebekọ na wo maboa ye let's talk educational consult say ye manu afi no medi abosumi nsia di konfie nsia no ye fa wo mbro beje won watete wo mo little George de kwa mixture ene kwa plus aba adwama so vitamins ne na sefo ya wo pe wa adwama so nyina so ebi ewo mo ensem se be ye na oliver ne be function na adwuma yi nti liquid capsules aba efri medimosis for wo mo asye ye 3p garlic mixture the best garlic mixture wadwama so ebusia onsa no na ye chichiti no no bia ebekọ mensa ka promo ni ginem eye twabi star 274# na odem na se ekoyie ma wankasa na 5 December so asem de ho edinti ye kwa enim ye Kasiebo mu no ye de ho asem ebeda mo nwumako ni afoforo bi ka ho na wo mo ebo echidom
bidi ade okumangra di wanf oheneba Boama Benye mene
Ama poma checheku
afei ensem no kyeremu eni owura John Dramani Mahama ene wakasa edi afa busumidu ya Ghana sikasem agina ye kama ewa hoden so wakasa edi afa ho na ni nyina no eye sidi ya wanya emfrisia aduesia na wo mu edi sidi assist International Conference Center ena dwumadie ekoso na opani kwanchefo yi ya Ghana mampani ekokasa wase ena owura John Dramani Mahama wodi tu dwase se wo abosumidu ye oba ye ba beje abanua di so na wo hwe sidi ahoden esesei wasori agina mu kirebe mawiase nyina ebo sidi abaso MSD fans no a na ekyerese Ghana sikasem nyina so no egina yie pa wo kyerese sa wo de sikasem nyina no etoto ho ade efre no macroeconomic no ni nyina no eda na di prefe se egina brane aye stable papa ede tototo ekwan ya sidi fa so edi ni dwuma eye sede esikoso a wo se eye nuoma kakra bi ena akwakofa we nim nyina de aba de edi kan wo se de efre no fiscal discipline edi mu akotre pa sikadie no ye ni no basa emfa nye wachi party eni kenke party dwumadi wo se yedidie no eni yedi sidi no edi eye eti dabia no egina so pemen de atoso mienu se ye buobuo sikasam ano ye sikana no ewo ye dwam ye monten so de friend revenue mobilization no ye de papa ema ba bia wo se sika bia free ba beboa mo man no ekoso no eno so omo ye ne yie afre sika ne ba ye nyane basabasa prudent management e ba bia wo se sika ne ko de wo se ye de ye pepepe wo be hu se ye de ato aye amana yakono na wo se wenum nyina enkamfu ano ama wonwa womuna womuhwe sika se na ho adentie no mo reti no yesi we sika wei wadi first sika wei otoso mienu ye mre bi wo ka se Ghana sika sem no aye sister Derby nyom bola no omo ekire sesei Ghana sika agire ye papa wose wenum nyina no adenadia me hu se sidi anya mfirihia aduesia o deserve na eyade bia ahom kapa yentie John Dramani Mahama.
Engagement is heightened by Ghana's notable progress over the past 10 months in achieving macroeconomic stability and restoring confidence in our economy and our currency. And so allow me to highlight some key developments. One, macroeconomic stabilization through disciplined fiscal consolidation, increased domestic revenue mobilization, prudent expenditure rationalization, and better coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities. Through this, we have restored balance and reduced uncertainty. Inflation has continued to decline, and expectations are more firmly anchored today. The second is the strengthening of the cedi. Improved forex liquidity management, enhanced reserve buffers, and the regulatory reforms have contributed to significant exchange rate stability, which is critical for business planning, investment decisions, and public confidence. And the next is rising confidence indicators. Business sentiments, consumer surveys, and investment outlook reports all indicate a steady recovery of our economy. Our development partners, the financial markets, and the global rating agencies have acknowledged these reforms. And so, these efforts have culminated in a significant sign of credibility. Ghana's sovereign rating by S&P was upgraded recently from CCC plus /C to B minus B with a stable outlook on 7th November 2025. And that is why I give credit to our finance ministry and our central bank, the Bank of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an affirmation that our fundamentals are strengthening and that we're on a clear path of recovery. These gains must be protected, consolidated, and expanded through policy discipline and institutional coherence.
Way ayan sama yewra John Dramani Mahama wade etu dwar. And what him say yaka sidia enya sika keke o ye wo bi edie da bi ejina ho ema Ghana kabima menkabi esa say baby obekọ bia no nya bo sidia obi yanim say eye Ghana sika ɛne yɛabɔdin no deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛgyina hɔ ɛma Ghana kabimami kabi deɛ ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa ɛyɛ ahyɛnsodeɛ a ɛno na gyina hɔ ma ɔman a yɛfrɛ no Ghana sɛdeɛ ɔbɔ dollar yɛsɛ America deɛ ni wobɔ sidi pɛ na Ghana apie enti ɛyɛ identity ɛde ma Ghana yɛ wɔ bia ehunu deɛ ɛtɔ so biem yɛ etwa to koraa no ɛno no ɛda na de sɛ Ghana yɛ ho aso yakwantu a ɛno ne ɛkwan a yɛfa so a ɛde toto yɛ sikasɛm ɛma ne tumi kɔnkane eti ɛno ɛna wɔgyina so a wɔtu Ghanafoɔ nyinaa fo sɛ yɛnsom yie na wei ɛyɛ dwumadi a wɔn di yɛ a wɔn ne policy makers ɛne wɔn a wɔnim de ɛwɔ sikasɛm totoyɛ economists ɛne industrial leaders anase industrial leaders wɔn anim sika mu edi sika dwa ɛna nasefoɔ mu nyinaa kɔhyiaeɛ sɛ sidi mfirihyia aduasia ni no ɛwɔ sɛ wɔn totoa adwehwɛ kwan a Ghana sidi ɛde ne ntoma papa ɛde ebefra na owura John Dramani Mahama ɛkasa bebree ɛde fa kwan yɛ bɛfa so a Ghana sikasɛm ɛbɛyɛ akɔnɔ.
Business sentiments, consumer surveys, and investment outlook reports all indicate a steady recovery of our economy. Our development partners, the financial markets, and the global rating agencies have acknowledged these reforms. And so, these efforts have culminated in a significant sign of credibility. Ghana's sovereign rating by S&P was upgraded recently from CCC+ /C to B- B with a stable outlook on 7th November 2025. And that is why I give credit to our finance ministry and our central bank, the Bank of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an affirmation that our fundamentals are strengthening and that we're on a clear path of recovery. These gains must be protected, consolidated, and expanded through policy discipline and institutional coherence.
Na enu achiri no, ena owura John Dramani Mahama ebewie sɛ Central Bank ya eno ne yɛfrɛ no Bank of Ghana no ene waduru so. Wɔse de yɛdi kan ɛwɔ sɛ ɛyɛ independent. Na ɔno John Dramani Mahama no ayɛ n'adwene sɛ wɔbɛma yɛ Central Bank na de ne ho ɔbɛpɛ ne baabi agyina ɛnyɛ fei na obi ɛde ne hwene ɛnna no ɛbɛwurawuram twa sika ma me yɛsei ne sika korabea baatan n'anim onyam aba fam da bi da ɔnyɛ saa ɛwɔ n'apɛn so na mmom ɔbɛboa ma Ghana yɛ bank yɛfrɛ no Central Bank of Ghana no agyina pemee agyina ne nan so a obi biara entumi mu nkamfa ne so.
That our fundamentals are strengthening and that we're on a clear path of recovery. These gains must be protected, consolidated, and expanded through policy discipline and institutional coherence. A core principle of effective economic management is an independent, credible, and professionally instituted.
John Dramani Mahama ena yatenenken yesremo.
Na Oka Bank of Ghana 70 no governor ya wono ene wo ho Dr. Johnson Esiama Pandit ene wono so akasa de sma wodo atodwa ya wo kire se de Ghana e mampani aka no saa pepe na ti o ma Ghana esidi no enye sika heka ye die na emu men na kire ese asomasi obenten ye Ghana ni identity ya ba bi ebeko bia na me ye dam so de efri afoforo ehone sent ehu behia se ye nyina beboa bi na sidi na hoɔden ye wo so nya na otumi de ekonanim ewo dwumadi ahodo ya edi bedie na timi agya na so no ye nyina ye mua bi ma enkwara ni mu aboga ne ma mpani aba so se dwumadi kase ati se ye no wantena fie na emumode na ni monyama ba beta akire wo kira na mo a watuo ene agenda bi na na wo hya ase Ghana agenda ne de ka ho no ne nyina ye bibia beboa ama sidi na hoɔden ye wo so nya ewo amahodo sika ni mu no obenya amana bro so Yera Johnson Esiama nsema hodo a wode tudwa ewo sidi assist dwumadi na se enie.
The City Assist launch event recently, it reminded us that our currency carries history. Our currency has meaning, and our currency has a sense of collective identity. Today, we build on that moment and we reflect on how we can walk forward and to walk forward together with purpose as custodians of the next chapter of the city. Your Excellency, your presence indeed speaks to the national significance of this milestone, and we appreciate your continued support for the Bank of Ghana and for the financial sector more broadly. Excellency, your engagement underscores our shared responsibility to protect the value, the integrity, and the future of the city. Mr. President, your resetting Ghana agenda's emphasis on stability resonates deeply with our mandate as a central bank, which is to safeguard a currency that supports opportunity, confidence, and long-term prosperity for all Ghanaians. As governor, I am very much aware of the critical role that currency plays in our economy and in our society. And as we mark 60 years of the city, we remember the pride and the aspiration that shaped its introduction. From its earliest days, the city carried the confidence of a young republic that was charting its own economic destiny.
Abusia Governor Oda Bank of Ghana no Dr. Johnson Pandit Siama and it is what is answering etuja.
Ana no ena eba yeba beto dwa se emrantie ne maba wanketo bi e wo Ghana ha ese omo pese wo som Ghana yie na wo nso eye asojafo hey aluta na sadie emrantie ne yo madwen se omo so be kwakogina mu na wo eye asra adwuma ne bi no wo ebie muto wo se wo pese wo ye sojani kwana kokoto form so na besom wo man Ghana no ene bi mo koto form so no pa ene asajama emfie be duni yemieye duanyini ye dia fenu wo 2018 obia koto form so no bi ya obi bia pese wo ye sojani e wo man Ghana mu minima de kode ana wo mo ahuna ama mani nyina ni agese wo mo epese wo ye sojafo na so wo mo kɔ bodom pem ewo ewak sports stadium won wa ye frefro mo se wo mo emra no ene wo mo nyina be bodom pem wo ha na wo mo edoso pa ewo ba bia ye boboi na eba be wi atire no ye se basabasa bi asi amehwa wo so se ede na si ye bete ye si ni pansia afem ahwere won kwa na sembeni asa Ghana no sesei enwatwe wom ensia wom dunsia wom enan wom mienu wom aduasa wom edieni ena esisi yeti asemi etodwa no ehawura John Dramani Mahama yie pa esa so na ye Ghana man pani ade ekoso nyina no amafo ebo ne sobo na sansem ni mu no ena mawura John Dramani Mahama ene wode atodwa se na kasa nuoma we nyina no ye betumi aye firi ho wabra ensi esa se wohwe ni padoma epraye ene wo mo mafam awuo ne nasefo a anka ye de buro ne fra no avoidable ni bi anka nsese esimpo nanso akosi adan de abeto dwan se asrafo yi a wo mo ene wo gina ho asa ne wo manyina si ye ne de esojafo no atwe wo asensan so mo ntranchen na wo mo nya hwehwemu na ne wura John Dramani Mahama ene Christian Council Ghana esiaye ene ode to wo manim se no kwasem enu me ha no ewo na mamuei ya wobui esanse sa nuoma we nyina no aka yebetumi ayi afiriwo abɔ ho ban wa bra ensie enso asi yentie no.
The lack of opportunity has made recruitment into the security services a life and death issue for many young people. And so for many years, many young people have been wanting to go into the security services. But at a certain point in time, the recruitment was not transparent. You hear the portal is open, then nobody hears anything. Before you hear, people are in camp training. People have been selected in camp training. And we during the campaign, said that we're going to make the recruitment more open and transparent, and that we're going to do the recruitment in all the regions simultaneously. So we would announce a date. When you go on the portal, it will tell you whether you are qualified, because there are certain basic qualifications. And so if you go on the portal, it will give you a serial number and tell you you are qualified. And so we said when the time comes, we'll show them where to come so that we do the recruitment. And so in all the other regions, I think things went fairly well. The two regions where we had problems were in Ashanti and Greater Accra. Most people haven't heard, but in Ashanti, one female was also trampled upon, and she remains in critical critical but stable condition. But Accra was where the major problem was. But somebody should have foreseen that this would happen. Unfortunately, we lost 6 of our young people, all female, because the way the pressure came, the female body is not as robust as the male. So most of those who were injured were female. When I went to the ICU, most of those I saw there were female. But unfortunately, we lost 6 of them. Yeah, several of them, about 6 of them, are still in critical condition. We continue to pray that they make a full recovery.
Ghana man Penny John Dramani Mahama and wadi asemi edituja. Na enwetire no en wadi tuja say. Galamsey okon no ayekono. Ano hye papa. Waso tie kira abeka se bia. Eya de keto bi na wuramu na obehu say yes. Tikase na awi adwe no. Wakire mu say wo hwe embabunu ne bi eye civilians ye wa Ghana se bi mu betumi de mra hye wonsam ahwe sojafo ho se ane mo me ye ho kwan amientu ye Galamsey ena me yaduane die na moye madwe se mo mientu Galamsey na moye madwe se mo bebo ya no aduane adie ndie de bebu mu ha ne akumo wose sankrofo ni nyina yate wo mu ni nyina no emra ene wo mu ebedi papa wo metra ho se ema ye hwe ha masa ene wo man enkoso eno so wo de mu nsem eto Christian Council for enim.
Some members of the anti-illegal mining task force went to communities to do their jobs, and they were brutally attacked by the whole community. I mean, the one that happened in Ahafo. I mean, but for good luck and, the intervention of God, I mean, those 9 months task force would have been killed, because there were almost 700 people armed with sticks and stones. Remember what happened to Major Mahama? It was almost a similar incident. And that's not the only place. There have been several places. I'm just trying to explain to you how it has eaten into the fabric of our society. And so I said, no, we cannot have this impunity. And so after they retreated, another group of journalists were going to another community. The community attacked them, and so they had to retreat. In retreating, they had an accident. And so I told the security services, I said, you cannot allow communities to act with impunity. And so you go back there and arrest all those who were involved in those attacks, so that we put back the authority of the state in those areas. And that's why they went back and made those arrests. We're still processing them and taking out those who were involved in the attacks. And we're going to let them face the full rigors of the law, because we need to stamp the authority of the state on issues of security and crime. And so that's taking it apart. But one of the most important things is coordination. When we started the fight, the police were running their own task force. The military were running their own task force. Different groups, district chief executives were running their own task forces. Ministers will gather people and go and say, we're doing anti-Galamsey task force. And there was a lot of extortion from people. They go and say, we're part of the anti-Galamsey task force, and then it's all just to extort money from them. So we said, no, we have to do a proper coordination. And that's how come NIMOS was created. And so now you have to take the mandate from NIMOS before you go on an operation. And you let NIMOS know what operation you're doing, which illegal, you do a reconnaissance, let's know which illegal miners you have identified, and then you go in there. And when you go in there, you go accompanied by the necessary security in order that you can achieve your purposes.
And some of John Dramani Mahama or the Atujan on Timua, mo frame me free hidim, sir soldier for Bahaba Chinipa, and send them pictures or Hineba, look at what is going on. So what? Owura John Mahama so won na somo mo se wo mo nsambra ho e metete wo mo mudi e mote dase abramo ano hene ba na mo send ama no na me na me 4 times se mo hu wo de ochena ubi send bibre me na wo bete etwe e wo kurum ha no obeji nyonyo ma wo ye maso na sa enkita hodie ya ekoso yi Owura John Dramani Mahama esan editu dwabiem ene dey wabro ni Christian Council for Asia no enkomotwetwe bebre na koso ene wade tu omonim se ya wade bia akoso for sometime kakra ya amanfo edi hu komo wo ka ene anti LGBTQ+ bill no ya wo mrase bedwafie no amanfo kase ane adentina mra no yemfa nkomo Owura John Mahama na wonsan esa se mra no ya ye hu adwumadwie so dabi enya sanete so we Ghana yamamra no said ye city no se parliament no ekwa wieye anase aban no kwa wieye a ade bia beba bia no e wo se sako back to parliament emra bia na bill bia no se omampani oho no wane antum se na nadu dankwa akufo ado na wo bo ne fie japade gay ya Paul Dankwa the first ever gay man ya we exist e wo Britain you done ho adi ya na woye gay nanado ne nana edadem ya eba ye ba beto dwa se abrante ndi oye gay kram ye pamo no efi London no ya na woni bia nim ne se nanado nua eye gay nti na won pese won de obaji gay mra bia de atum nti ye de kotu nanim e wo se sign no so one sign no na ke wo se esaba parliament ho na mra se bedwafo no eye ho adwuma na kwampa wo so mo fa so no o mo de fa so na o mampani agi book ne pe ene wo se me amensan book no so me mfa mama fa ene wagi book no e de to ho eti wan fa mamla se bedwam biem na Owura John Dramani Mahama bayi ene o masan de bill no aba mra se bedwafie biem so mo nsan enhwem ene Owura John Mahama say said the Speaker of Parliament eka no so mo ye wie na wo mo hwem na Attorney General ehwem no se bibia de dana kwan mu a ye de breme pe mesan me John Mahama de ade a men so ene trumu mi kira Jem Yanko
Family Values Bill. You are all aware what happened the last time during the past administration. There was a legal tussle and somebody filed an injunction against Parliament to injunct the Speaker from forwarding the bill to the President for assent. And so the situation is that the bill was never submitted to the President for assent. So it was not submitted and the President did not assent. And by the Constitution, any bill that is not assented to by the President before the expiration of the life of Parliament expires. And so it means that the bill has to be relayed in the House. The Speaker has given notice that he will allow it to be relayed. But if you want the position of my government, marriage is between man and woman. A person's gender is determined at birth. And then also that the family is the foundation of our nation. That is our position. And so there are no questions or equivocations about what we believe. I believe that we are completely aligned with the Christian Council in terms of your belief. And so we agree with the Speaker to relay the bill and let Parliament, debate it. And if there are any amendments or whatever that have to be done. If the Parliament of the people of Ghana endorse the bill and vote on it and pass it, and it comes to me as president, I will sign it.
Wait, aye, and someone owura John Dramani Mahama wadi tuja ene wabro ni Christian Council ehia
na Christian Council for nkita odie na chi no panifo ya wo so every new Japan na nan matsa okonya wo so ba mampani atena ye ne ho ene no ebedi nkita ho wo ba ya no mo da na sese wabra wo bonto ani mu no hyebo akonya ba ya obedi mampani so bo hyensem no bebre na ho a wahyase a wo de ye adwuma ene hu sunsuaso no Ghana fo bebre no a ye hunu bie ye papa nti wo mo bo nsem hia e de amano wo na adwuma pa ya wo bo ho na wo mo ba no da sebre kwachia mo aten wo na ye o man hene ye New Japan and watch Unconia would do woman in one or more eba bedru ye what's up. And yamany be ya woman who said penny one na bay 1 more ya and was some bona basso a no few stress or the buy ya ebwa ama ye manu erase your pomono or meko school no de kind of kwa bra and your money between him my buying and a befa sa canona and some afro ya da sebre or jina in yanamon kaya or no mobile ye anemo edituja el man penny at na ye be any.
Then she say bia or the two aquam yeah no stress fees she say no be pa ho tama ewo me peso aso sa say ya obe pa win ama school ko aya nika e me bi oba me peso aso me de madisi de tu nanim yeah Central Market Emua Bopi. Also can't also say Obama be yamai. Ye nya botre. Me say what pain. Obey. Ya Eastern region. Your hospital. Me the masisi here two anim. A hospital na. Aban AC no. New Japan. Any Eastern region. Na stress. Wabe so yemu wawie sa hospital yi
Elbusha da sebre kwache moaten ya wo he o man hene wo New Japan ene ati so odin semi e to dwanu achi na Ghana mampani Era John Dramani Mahama hye wo no boso mo da wo mo enna wo mo nsem ni nyina na mampani wate no na bai behwe na emwa bia ye sefa tase New Japan for de beta wo machi ama wo mo etumpon no makọ wo mani mo nso obehwe no to ho na mo nsem ni bia Ghana mampani kan ni
and in an aquino so cha yenja or New Japan traditional area. They be making sure say acquire teach main roads, arterial roads in na yes. Near Toson so Eastern Regional Hospital. I buy a tray mono say at the Kodru baby. Na Michelle Bosse, yebe is a regional hospital. Osha budget in Mumpa, the new regions are, actually say Abano, 6. And the OSHA budget, finance minister say, Yabesha sent 3 new regional hospitals for the 6 regional hospitals. And the Eastern region there, so Yabetwaso, na ye. And the no, I fear babyum no, na other regions na yenyan starting no, almost 3 na kano, send a 6 regions no, and also Yabesha say na ye.
Ghana mampani Era John Dramani Mahama
Yamonguramu ne yakokwate sankomo yi emfa emfiri na asem no ne de atie nyina ne se owura muntaka ya wono na ye Ghana amanu ye soafo de ababetudwa ye asem a wo kan se wo mama wo mo a omuwo etuo ewo dem etua ehhehye dem na wo mu enyuso no Wamu ama wamu enafua mako anase na watwe no mako ensia 6 week ultimatum say obi biara mfa ne de mra process bia eben wo bia no fitu no ko fako na wamu enhwehwem na yanye wotuo no ntu anya se bia ye beti wo da bi o etuo na ekura wo no say ye eki say ye ahwede abna de ebi anate abofre ana machine gun ana me ne me yire beda etuo de ni bi ana ekura wo a wadawroma fabra na ye hu se etua somasi ana so benten ewo kwakuma anu ana yaboadu ho yama on krata afa cover ebi kra na woni krata ho nti usuro so obeyi apie da bi fetuo ne bra na yɛnhwehwɛm na yɛnyintum ne yɛhu sɛ etu asomasi ho na wo etu ɔtena bi ne sɛ saa tuo no mpo no obi kɔwia no wɔde kɔdi bɔne bi a aprosifo bɛhu sɛ etuo wɔ deɛ papa kwadwo ma enu hɔ ɛna wo ɔno ne tuo ni ɛna ɔmo de kɔyɛɛyɛ no ɛno bɛtumi aboa ama enuoma patumi akɔso na wɔn srɛ sɛ ɛbrɛ yi a yɛde ama mu yi so obi amfa ne tuo nkɔ ne yɛn register yi na sɛ wɔanye atum na wɔmfa etuo na nkɔ na brɛ aprosifo na task force ɛbɛte no yɛkyiw sɛ kunya na etuo sa hɔ no wan register waso bɛyɛ hyia ten David Croport wobɛhu sɛ yes nkrafo so loko bi yɛgye
way from Sekusiga to the Minister of Interior to register a gun. You should be able to do it online, and we should be able to ask you to go to the nearest CID office for your fingerprint and all those checks without necessarily having to travel to Accra. So these are the things that we are doing. But those who already have, interestingly, if I give you a license to hold a sidearm on December 30th, January 1st, it expires. You have to register it again. If I give you permit on 30th December to own a sidearm, 31st, on 1st January, it expires. You have to renew it again. So 1st is the deadline, 31st is the deadline for anybody holding any sidearm. So what we are going to do, so that's why we targeted the 6 weeks to overlap this period. So that if, for example, you have your sidearm that is legitimately licensed.
Owura muntaka kyerɛ sɛ ebia yɛ hyefa wobɛhu no na tutia bi kutobi ɛno anya pistol ɛno anya yi tai ɔse ne nyina no mbomfamra wɔse wɔ mu ba bebiebie offices ɛwɔ mia hodoɔ etu pagya utuo no ana wode akɔ papa etuo wei metato no wafa hyase ɛna mede abayi wei ɛyɛ tetete nananom apɛnso ohwɛ krata kora wunya bi wei yasanto atuo no odidi akono enie na wode akɔ akɔto ye hwa na yatwero na yasanto agan ye de abɔ ho pam yesepani kwadwo badu wona na yasanto atuo ɛwɔ hɔ itina wode kɔ itu otena no afahye bi wɔ hɔ na wokɔ celebrity a wonim sɛ etuo ekura me de ya register e de amame wɔso oba bie branches etuo registration ye bie ɛwɔ all areas said ye bɛyɛ mo etuo ekura mo a mo de yɛn register ye wo etuo no kura wo ebi atetetuo ebi kura papa kura no na no de kwa hayo ɛna wawu no de agya wu agya matuo ɛna ekuta wo ne nyina no ekwan papa wo a ɛwɔ sa ofa so ma ɛne anigyedeɛ ɛne de ka ho no etumi ɛba etu ɔse sa kwampa ne nyina no ɔmo fa ne nyina so manuoma etumi akɔso ntemo mfa so muntaka
to take by the close of 31st it has expired and you have still 15 days within the amnesty period to make sure that you regularize it. And this time, when you come forward, it gives us an opportunity to take your details and put it into the system so that we can, even with a simple Ghana card, when we find a gun and we look at the serial number, we should be able to even trace it to your Ghana card. With your Ghana card, we should be able to swap it and say that, oh, Muntaka, yes, this is Ghana card, this is his age, this is his that, he stays here. Oh, he also owns a gun, because we make sure that we link the gun that you'll be holding with your Ghana gun. So these are some of the things that we are going to put in the measures during the amnesty. And beyond the amnesty, now we will now be able to say, when the police stop, or when the team stop, or during soup, and they search you, and say, oh, this my gun is licensed. There and then they'll be able to certify whether it is a truly licensed or not licensed gun.
Why ayan Samoa waswafo a wɔhwɛ amanweye ho nsɛm so owura Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak wɔde atudwa
Yet one some so akoyanmu a ene Africa Trade Summit yapa ho ntoma we 2026 de e my Ghana emo na eye nhyehyɛ ya mpanifo di gu akwan mu sɛ de bɛboa ama ebe mfidi dwuma ene ho nsɛm wa bibre mu a yebetumi akenya mu ni apegyaro ama no agina soro dwumadie na se no so afɔ yɛ hwɛ adwadie agri business na afɛ mfidi dwuma e ho nsɛm so ma me Elizabeth ofuso agare na wɔwɔ asie bi wɔde atudwa wɔ kyerɛ sɛ saa summit ye ne mpanifo wɔ mo apa ho ntoma no we eye new face kra ya ebe hwe se de be ya ebe bibrem yesi kasem elsa kraye economic transformation we bibrem a enema ebetumi akoyie wo bobo niema ni bia wo mudi egu akwan mu no kire se we oba behwe na ahwe ahodo ehye mfiridwuma atena ni mu nyina no wo mo ahyemu ekena ebi ti se eba manufacturing se ya eho ebe hye okene bekua eba logistics eba pomden health and afi digital services a ni nyina no wo mo ebe kenya no na ejeja na so netumi abodwuma ama niema nyina tumi akoyie wo kira akwanya nso mpanimfo bebo bi ede ato se de be ya wo mo a efifire ni wo mo ewo mu ene na sefo nyina nso betumi akọ wo manim na wabra wo kasa ewo dwumadie no ase ne nsem ni bia maami Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare ode tu dwanie.
The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry recognizes that industrial transformation begins with value addition and value extension. For far too long, African economies have exported raw commodities only to import finished products at several times the value. Ghana is actively working to change this dynamic. In the cocoa sector, which remains one of the pillars of our economy, we are steadily increasing processing capacity so that a greater share of our cocoa is transformed locally into intermediate and finished products. Industrialization cannot advance without an efficient trade and logistics system. I'm therefore pleased to note that Ghana has made major strides in this area. Only last week, the phase 1 and 2 of the Tema Port expansion project was commissioned by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a significant milestone in strengthening our maritime capacity. Ghana views the AFTA as the backbone of Africa's industrial future. We are among the first countries to operationalize guided trade under the agreement, enabling Ghanaian companies to export processed foods to other African markets using AFTA preferences. For investors and businesses gathered here today, producing in Ghana gives you access not only to our domestic market, but to a continental market of 1.3 billion people. This is a unique strategic advantage that we intend to strengthen through continuous policy reforms, trade facilitation measures, and close collaboration with the AFTA Secretariat.
Maami Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare eno no achi no Deputy Chief of Staff Nana Oye Bampoado no no so wo dwumade na ase no de atodwe ya wo kire se ho behia ese bibima nyina beka ye ho abomo ni agina brane na ye hwe kwampa ye befa so ama eba ebibremu firidwuma se benyini a ye betumi epiam na konanim no akire ese wo sa aban wo mo so hwe so de nhia hodo ebegu akwaso bi se policies ahodo a ebegina na ma firidwuma so akonanim no ye behwe ho asem banks nso behwe se womo ede eye capital ebe ma ya ne bo wo fom omanfo eho ebe ha womo ne niema hodo bi osuso se ye de wukwa so betumi aboa ma sa nhye yi etumi akoso ode ne nyina atodwa ewo summit na ye pa ho ntoma no ase.
Summit signals Africa's resolve to finance its own transformation, to secure its value chains, and build a strong future rooted not in external generosity and handouts, but in continental capability and resilience. Across Africa, private sector remains pivotal and central to financing our own industrial growth and expansion, with majority of investment flows generated by private enterprises. It is the sector, our SMEs, agribusiness, manufacturers, logistics companies, and technology firms that hold the key to Africa's industrial future. The youth, women, and SMEs must not be left behind. We must continue to drive creativity, digital solutions, and new industrial models. Ghana stands ready to co-lead Africa's next wave.
Ebusiane krakra mu ena pani a wodon so ena woye chairman Edima Advisory Board Emma Africa Trade Chamber says Sam Jonah wodon so abokoko na ne dia wo kan se bibrem betu mpon de na ne hu behia se raw materials no aye de ko enkrofo maso ne bejai esan se ye no ade ne won ha ya ebetumi dia ye bie ne de akoma enkrofo na ye yage ne o ma ye wie dia breye no o se sa ne bekoso de bibiban nya de betu mpon tie na he ho na entumi
partnership. We need genuine partnerships. That Africa must lead its own industrialization agenda. We don't seek charity from you. We seek collaboration based on mutual benefit and mutual respect. Technology transfer, which you gave to China, we need that. We need fair market access and investment in regional value chains. That is what this continent needs, and that is what this continent wants. The Africa we want and the one we must build. Let us imagine for a moment what the continent desires. Africa exports finished. Africa that exports finished chocolate, no raw beans. Africa that processes its own bauxite into alumina and aluminium. Africa that produces electric cars from our own critical minerals. An Africa whose youthful energy drives innovation, not migration. An Africa that nobody any longer apologizes for its ambition.
Abusiawe says Sam Jonah.
Na asembia siu yanom. San komo we de yen komo hwa. Me na makwa kohwa bi ne yade bi ebremo. Na komo no eye tie. Managing Director Emma Ghana Water Company Limited Adam Mutawakilu edin de etitini Adam Mutawakilu. Openi ade atodwa se Bonsa Water Treatment Plant yatum. Na sentia yatumu no ene se galamse activities a ekoso ewo ensuo bonsa no a yede eye ensuo na ne soma manfo nya bi enom no baabi aduro no sesei wo ye ho hwe a enye yie biem eti baabi akwakoduro no tintontan ewo se yatum na takwafo kope ensuo ebabenom ye nya ensuo mamu biem na senti a wakasa ne nyina ene se wose ensuo na hono ma dodo ban no a ensuo no efam ewura Ghana waterfo no hokura ma omenane atache no so kakra edema mo no dodo ban ni nyina mu asisi atache nko a pika galamse ensuo nko a ama sese wo mo ye ho hwe ye enu nti na ewo se wo mo atum na so ewura John Dramani Mahama ene wode atodwa se wonwa ebre bi etwa mu na wo mo atim no contractors no ene say wo mo no wo mo eguso a wo mo kasa said ye beye on besan ba biem no ma ba betim ama ensuo na tumi aflow akwakọ wura Ghana waterfall said ye beye adwumadi a wo mo die no wo betumi adi anya sade a ene ye say wo mo kan say ensuo mu benya bianom de ene ye gem ba akra bebu nsuo kọ na ebe che papa yenti no
Kete, we're calling back the contractor to see how he can now come back and do the work. But while we're doing it, we look for other alternatives to making sure that it doesn't happen again. Or we have a reliable source of water from the alternatives that we are exploring for it to continue to work irrespective of the challenges that might come up. The past 3 weeks, Bonsa has not been able to treat water, and it serves the communities towards Takwa, including Takwa itself. So that means for the past 3 weeks, they've not had quality, potable water from Ghana Water.
Na enu etiri no asem no eya o eya de damanim ha mpo de toso mienu de eya papa wo se wo mo ne mining companies no eguso a wo mo ekasa se wo mo ensuo no a etata ho no wo mo de yo mo adwuma no a wo mo enyusuo no anase wo mo eyusu kra no wo mo betumi abie na atumi tene ababefa wenmu wo se Awurade. Sir, Brofono Kran Eden was he according to him. The company will engage the miners to explore the treatment and use of stagnant water collected in their mining pit as alternative source of raw water. Hey! Takwa babi amadroni. Me say mo beto nsu afri akra nansen ya. Afei yentie no, ene asem ode atodwa no.
From here we'll be visiting the mining pit lake to see if it is possible we can tap it from one of the mining pits lake to this. And maybe when I say mining pit lake, people might think that it's contaminated. This is not the treatment part of it. This is just the extraction. As the mining company extract and it goes deep, they sometimes hit aquifers, which are huge reservoirs of water and quite clean. So tap from there and pump it to the station. Illegal mining and any other activity cannot affect it because it's deep down. So it's one of the surest way of making sure that our plants continue to work.
And yes, sir, o flash ya na ahye no kra no mate say yes say eye nsuo bi ebetani ya na e clean pie to me the water flowers. Takwasem anya agalem say ya. One here when they di ya pompe flash ya na ahye mamono. So wo say galam say fu nsuo no a eta ho no. Anya galam say kra mining companies ni nsuo no. E na omo ne wo mo kwa akoka say wo mo betumi ama ho kwan a na de taa ho no omo dams no omo de hohoro a return no de ya omo de pass through process na sign and assign the chi ababigu ho no eno bi no omo hwese wo mo betumi agi wo matum na wo mapompi bi no omo betriti ne ya de amamo anom. Wow, takwa masa ensuo bi wa kra o pa nkra ka kire me na mfa bi mrɛ o Nebu na edin because I had to takwa. Well, ensure ankre baako.
Ensure business.
Oh yes. Because I say no ensure ankre baako. Edu takwa sesi ya no a nebu anya den. We just 10,000 cedis pe ankre baako. It is amu pe bi a mentumi package bi ne famre mo. But we no pay in advance. Utu awia ne ye de abrɛw. Munya yo ton na ehamo wate motu etu galam se wonsuo mu amene bonsansuo na asɛe no ye ka mu ntie ene da hɔ yi na mempo de mutawakilu wono kra no wura John Mahama me kra nka wanya nka mo munya nsuo no mo munya nsuo no na ye hwa de ye pene ho ye begyina so de agye aboafo nkrato na nsana no ye mfase de bu oduro fama Solak Natural Clinic no ne kura mu a Kasiebo ye de esom Solak was he have catcher Ghana for and say ye awo ehu asem I ene ye wodin one nantia tintia bre pawo abawura nsori fie ne na sefo ne de ka ho ne nyina ankosi aga wadaroma se akwanya bi eda ho a ene na tutumrikai na ye ne ntem na fabra na womo ebetumi aboa ma awo no wanya bi afei ade ba ko biye mo wo mu ne se kidney ne yade no se de esi kum nipa no takwasei enye mwanwa se sa yade betie te se ho pa because ensuo kura no a monom kura no problem aba ho won na wote takwa gise utopia water ansa no wadware no wato bia no enye papa kura itu adaroma ko Solak na won ho ban emfa kidney ene liver ho menua mesrew memfa ni agro ni edie u kidney ene u liver de Solak Natural Clinic ene baby e wo do ani kire me kan foma o da bia na yan makacho so kwa fam din ko Solak se for 200 Ghana cedis be test no we ya test ni wie no who say problem bi e wo ho a 300 cedis e ko no obetumi dia ma treatment memfa ni agro na kidney liver yemfa ni agro eti tutumika na koye de beboa wo ma eneje etumi enkoso me no ka say o kokomlemle obe Harvard Senior High School no the number is 0553 93 26 31 0553 93 26 31. Muamu Kumase no 0553 93 26 31 0553 93 26 31 Walk Kentim Chrono. Mama de na mutwimpene no na obehu se kidney ene wo liver de se de ko wo mu a na wo anu antua na mo. E gira we so agya bofo nka to tell ni aba ye ba ye beto aso ne de nkomo.
Na ede na aya obayi a oda forma so ne yafunu mu emunumuni.
Oh Mr. Entry also yare ya titi me ben fie pi nanso ne yam nyono da se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa.
Menyi ni se what ulcer tamfo Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture yanum bom kotia ulcer no bia ma no anom anka ne ho ato no dadaada ulcer dro de eno ani Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture
Ankom ni nkyeremu
ulcer yekura eto yefunu ene ensunu mu etumi a wo yefunu ekeka wa wogire wo ho a enye ulcer etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie so how eye ulcer de a kope Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
pedudu atu a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya woma won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age adwadie nkratoyi yi atom.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Yefemna na kwa me taxi driver na enkane na misisi eso misisi na kame na to na twetwe binya 3p garlic mixer no aboa me pa
asa miracle bi wadro no tese mafunu kra se di sia twimi ankasa me humi esi so se me humi ana esi so obeka se dia bibi hye me so bi no na ye normal ni tu ni bi pi na ti no ti pa me sa 3 days ni na edona ankasa de nyankopon de ayi bi ahodi ti ma yi bi nya sam ketwa ana se we de me fro aka so na me fa hye me nkwa me
me de abe fa 3 years ni ana aseme gina ho a me na mu si shinya hye me kwa me de ameko bi amu so much medru abe 6 years ni o tema dizia me ye maji se ene me jaina ta ya le nem ku me preko ene 4 days ana me koto 3 garlic mixture ni tema me kase yankupo ni yam se ende ya me no kase me ho atom ya me din wa me ntia hye
3p garlic mixture ubenya bi wo mamu pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops Fred Piwak e 02489288824 and 020100002
One tell one now, one blow. One see one now, one control. Bermuda Games of 2025 reloaded. This time around, let's get gala competition. Yes, bro. The teams are well represented. Team XYZ, X Natural Mineral Water, Work Natural Health, Medimosis Clinic and Prostrate Center, Mirasi. Bermuda Games of 2025. One pay your boy. Maybe say with the Team XYZ and a war for trophy nana. Work X Natural Mineral Water. Another Medimosis Clinic and Prostrate Center. Okay, there, Bermuda Games 2025 reloaded. Obakodo on the 5th of December 2025. Make Farmers Day. Damadani ya fulfill the holiday. Venue near Mac Downtown Park. Wajokas, Nechiwa, Labadi. Time near 10 a.m. Pepe. Best your favorite presenters and players. I will show football skill. Mugabe Masi. Yes, my near power ni. Ahinbabwa ma Benny. Okumangra. Mankasasoki Nicholas Metsiabo Nedu. Onye Ekuku Damanane Bongo Wagalayas. Bermuda Games 2025 reloaded. Obeye oh la la.
Hi, I'm pleased to introduce to you Cancer Mixture, a herbal mixture for arthritic pain. Arthritis,
It's me.
Can't sit Mr. No, yeah. No, can't sit Mr. No, can't sit Mr. Yerba Biana no drew Morio ya or arthritis. Can't sit Mr. Obey your juma when you put it inside. I'm a place in the grand.
And if you do a menu on your market for your button, a woman one menu for. First, baby, I'm from one Sanka, saying Susan, Bonibiara, home doctor, and I report for FDA Med Safety App Nodo.
And Katui, FDA, App Nodo.
Messi Menano, a group pass up, I've been bravo to be doing.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, a room maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend. Hey, mumle, memre. I don't think I'm catcher or say, ya no medi garlic capsules. Possible, a basis so come. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Medimosis garlic capsules. What mamoja dini paduanimu efrusani ye. Na esese obane berima mahona wonding. Ubenya edroi bi ato omanyimu pharmacy stores freye wo 050-349-4885. Edroi enya mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis. Who ni how FDA ajijwe di nkra tuye atum.
Masibia mo ayetra se ne yedi nkomo ebre no aso eno nti eno ano no enankasa mpodiem se ensese yakwa akire bi asa yemfa sedam fama boafo a okremu Kasiebo yede esomo na benda deco wose yenwohye ne ba de baba Emmanuela na okunko adaku tete yenwohye ne birthday ifri na wofo ho nti Emmanuela na okunko Adaku Tete. Happy birthday to you, Ifri. Your parents, Bendak Deco, Ifri Neho, and our day, sir. Happy birthday. A day, Emma, Ni, Yepening, Papa, Wate, na Yeni Papa, Ebebuano, Atrase, Ache, Yada, se Papa, na yam fast them would draw Emfa, Emma, Emu, Tien, everywhere you go. And now a day. May I imagine some come the video, be more of the video of the day, but Nyame Adma be started from next week now. A video of the day, yeah, the Abremo. And I saw a certain video, very nice, fantastic video. Yeah, Jenny, I called demonstration. Yeah, Jenny, say Christmas idea, and mo be amfane no aduane no wabre. Ono so person rest kakra. Inti Jenny nyina no. Say omo demonstration kakra credit ya. More moody, from next week going, you will see some of these funny videos. Yebema weni Argentina, wakati unia say video no, ehunsu news di yebeba. Ya chechirimu kama amwati ase. Okay. Mami twan to anim say MTN free after 1. Bobading nanu omu enin sawo menu mapa etumi enkoso free after 1 extra and say enkomo bia bebo no MTN so no after 10 minutes, we were for just 1 minute. Every 10 minutes, biano, we for 1 minute. Now, first, no, one say, okasa 10 minutes, no, na akate, no, sabe start beam. Say, MTN so much jack kate, no, at tomorrow 1 hour. To super so kasa 1 hour. Oba kasa for 1 solid hour. No, we for just 6 minutes pay. One pay we now paying. What the other saw be dali, na was subscribe into MTN Ebusiano. Now so wababe kaho. Mesrao. Bomade me nyina yen subscribe we and then you may obedale star 550 hash star 550 hash. Now what dale star 550 hash no one was welcome to MTN office. Data 1, 2 pulse mashup 3 just for you 4 Jara 5 number for life 6 free after 1 no was selected number 6 free after 1 pa and the demuno was it to activate. Press 1. Eti ma activate ma press 1. Mesrao I say congrats, you have subscribed to MTN free after 1 extra. Enjoy free 60 minutes of undisrupted calls. Just pay. Just pay for the first minute in each 10 free. 80 no. 80 bombarding. Say one so over subscribe on waba bekabusia no. Na MTN wama kasa ayede. Say wo frame a can who see a bedina so for 1 hour. No matter for just 6 minutes pe. Eti eno ano no. Ofra ya ready so I ready say oba enjoy course. Na me ne wo abon koma wani ebeje ehun amenu metumi akoso. MTN everywhere you go. Solak Natural Clinic ena edruswe. Wasem some moment ka ye say wo kidney no liver no dawro no wanyaye because yade no ekum nipa etu obi biara ya wo kidney problem wo liver problem no eya bra ho sempo unya hu say wo kidney and a liver problem for 200 Ghana cedis per be test wo ye test ni wie no check no hu say problem no e wo ho a if 300 cedis ekono obes koso ama wunro ahwe wo akopem say ho beto wo mpe we na opeden okokomlemle wo ben Harvard Senior High School no the number is 0553 932631 0553 932631 yade bi ebo wa kai say eye malaria yarboni o eti malaria na duro tatahwe eye ruta mixture yadia ano ohye no ene malaria fever ruta mixture ene na duro ruta titanic etu typhoid fever say eti a diagnosis say typhoid ene hawa ruta titanic ena ebeboa yo ruta life enane srade ahuru ni paduan mu ema ahotoba bomoden na pebi na so wani ebeje obetumi afre 0244 503443 0244503443 Power Specialist Eba Hospital mami bitu se kwhwedua ya wono no woni yade adi papa yi wode aba wose yemfato Ghana fo nyina nim se pejiri kajiri memedro no nanunum bi tobi ma ukunu tobi ma boy be ma ya tobi kofie fa kwaje wo mensem ma wani enye ye frɛ no jiri kajiri baby eto adurobia no ubowura ubenya bi ya Hebatin mixture ya eno so e boost immune system ema hoden eba mane mema nyina ya monom Hebatin mixture ne bi na emustumum immune system no Ghana ha baby eto adurobia no ubenya bi frɛ 0244 54 44 42 0244 54 44 42 Ostek Real Estate ewon sase pa ne bo efo won sase ewo dodowa ayikuma asebi doyumu afianya dowenya ene Shy Hills tie won sase ewo dodowa ayikuma asebi doyumu afianya dowenya ene Shy Hills ya ne bo efo sesia from sesia sasase no yo kuma ngra ka ho asem na opebi 0244 684 069 0244 684 069 Mami Kamfu Haxa Mixture and the capsules and fa emamo. Haxa Mixture and the capsules dear edu papa. Winya binuma eboa. Na Cedre osa atamfo. Eti wa so ete because of osa. Wa uja na muja wum. Eduane to yema na yem ya. Woso wo ha na yem wo abraduane ento yem no. Wada roma Haxa Mixture and the capsules and the beboa wo. Ekuro no sade ba bia da bia no eda wo nsu no mu eda hen and da efunu no mu no ne nyina no ebe clear afri wo ama hoto aba Haxa per from what 0240 238 310 0240 238 310 Spanish garlic mixture and the capsules when I say tataya eyema wo so bebre bad cholesterol menstrual disorders arthritis halitosis gastric ulcer halitosis will be the sifita kama and sonanum abon when you drebia eboa no baby ato drobia no ubenya bi baby ato drobia no ubenya bi from 0266 1141 11 0266 1141 11 Let's talk educational consult and kwada umesua asoye na yadru no wanya bosumi nsia ko banya bosumi nsia ko simfie nsia fa no ko school ho na yaje no yaje mpanimfo nso ka ho obi abetumi akosua ade wo mo Saturday classes ano o hyepa wo kire kwada no entrepreneurship reading and writing personality development IT training creativity and exploration ya kire kwada no ena ema eboa wo mo daache abrabo wo tesi nungwa estate Mango Street wo belezo kuku municipal assembly no number no 0249 069 821 0249 069 821. Little George Health Shop and yedru ne so no. Osiam Phantom nim say edro bi a wahwehwe ate for so many years. Now pebie na unya bi no. Bomade na friend keke. Na be package am ye de abrew. Edro tete edro enedro wohwehwe wunya bia bia uto bi kro ka mu. Ena wanom awie edro ne ye kama upebi aka ho. Wunya Fred Little George na wode bebrew. Wo Watema Community 5 was a PV obey runabout any presby asafonentem. Number 0243 140 213 0243 140 213. Medi Moses was here Phantom and himself lift kid ya wade abano edroni yo lift kid no mesrawo wo brebo no a ye friend liver no ena ye ho adwuma etime srawo adanum bi wate Food and Drugs Authority agiatum ebia wo liver problem wunim ana say wo liver no ekura bam ana essay problem bi aba ho etumi sone nuoma so a wadaroma lift kid ene wadru woto wi afre doctor na obetire mu sede obenom no e de afa wantumi amfre nso akenkan ho bibia wo ho number ne 0244 068 447 0244 068 447. 3P garlic mixture Piwak natural health wode aba edro no mu hwam edro ne ye papa itu wada roma eya pibi na yusu edro we opese osiesie ni padua no general body pains and general well-being eye afei why kese aboroso wo ho a wonsa wonan na ye utituti modje ntumi ne afusane wo yafunu ena aye kese aye bloated mframa ginam stress ena hawa wadru eye 3P garlic mixture Piwak natural health and wadi edu papa di aba frɛ no 0248 928 824 0248 928 824 Mensaka Dalstar 274 has and then so you better 1,000 star 274 has select number 1 Power FM SYZ the promptonity Bako 5 mienu 10 miensa 15 and 920 mediate coming kwa crack a chat 100 Ghana na 50,000 cities this evening na weni enye finally ball edruso your friend Bermuda Games and a yenya Bermuda no ama yenya Bermuda okay ye ja Bermuda Games because ball no Bermuda Games yedi si mene adi wakuma grade 1 for hineba boama benye mene
Ichecheku
yada mu nyinase anyure